Hi, I just wanted to take a few minutes and go over some social media better practices. With the coronavirus and the election, and there's a whole slew of things that are going on social media right now. And I've seen a lot of people, whether they're new to social media, maybe the older generation, or they're just not very tech savvy, post a lot of things that might be oversharing their personal information because they're bored and they're quarantined at home, or maybe reposting some things that they think are the truth or that are coming from legitimate news sources, but are more opinion or satire articles. So I just want to kind of go over some of those things that you can do to check those sources and to make sure that you're not oversharing information on social media of any platform and what can happen if you do that. So first off, there's always been a lot of articles posted on Facebook, but especially now, there's a lot of hot topics out there. So again, with the coronavirus and with election results and with so many other important pressing issues in today's society, there's some really captivating headlines out there that we want to click. And the goal of any article that's posted is to get you to click it and view the article. Before you click on one of those articles, check where the link is going to take you. Facebook does a good job of putting that link or that website in the bottom left-hand corner of the headline. So before you click on a link on the coronavirus, maybe it's going to send you to the National Institute of Health, or maybe it's going to send you to Babylon Bee. Those are two completely different websites with two completely different agendas for sharing news. One being the National Institute of Health is way more fact and medical based, way more, and would be a source of unbiased information, while the other one may be opinionated and have some humor in there, and it might stretch the truth just enough that it seems like it could be true, but it's a little bit of a twist on the story with some humor in there to make it a little bit more entertaining. There's nothing wrong with reading those articles. They're just more for entertainment than they are for actual fact-based news. So it's important to know where your information is coming from before you share it and it spreads like wildfire and you think it is the truth. So that is the first tip, is just to make sure that you're verifying the information, verifying the source of your information. Secondly, I know that we're all quarantined at home. Maybe we're working from home or we're out of work. And for some people, that comes with a lot more time on social media. I've seen a lot of the 20 questions about me and my favorite things and kid interviews and birth stories and you name it. But let's take a look at what those questions are. You're going to back up and you're on yahoo.com and you're setting up a Yahoo email account. One of the things that you're going to do is set up a way to recover your password if you were to forget your password. And those are called security questions. Your first job, your dream vacation. And they're questions that are designed that you know the answer to but are not public knowledge. So when you go back onto social media and you're filling out these fun, entertaining posts that have 20 questions about you, and half of them can cross over into security questions, you're providing the entire internet with information that could help them to recover your password to different websites, whether it be banking or email, health insurance, anything, any site that you've enabled security questions on and you have the answer on social media are now vulnerable to somebody else picking that up, recovering your password, and logging in as you. This is not hard to do, and it doesn't take long, especially if you have those answers in front of you on your Facebook, on the individual's Facebook feed. Those security questions can make it easier for somebody to steal your identity. So it's really important to make sure that you're only sharing the information that you need to. If you really feel compelled to answer those, just make sure that the information that you're sharing isn't going to provide the answers to a security question to another site or personal information like your birthdays or the birth dates of your kids, and make it easy for somebody else to use that information against you. So just be cautious of what information you are sharing. Also, keep in mind that once you post something on social media, it is there forever. Even if you go back and you delete it, there are tools to review archived versions of your Facebook page. So if you post my favorite color is purple last Tuesday, but you delete it on Wednesday. There are ways to go on there today and see what you posted last Tuesday still. It is true, once you post something online, it is there forever. There's been a lot of talk about Parler, another social media site, and how they encrypt your data and they don't sell it to outside people. But that doesn't exclude you from social media screenings from employers. And while you do have freedom of speech, just be mindful that people do have freedom to read what you say and interpret it the way that they see fit. Perception is reality. So though you have the freedom to say it, doesn't mean that they don't have the freedom to interpret it as well. Another thing I've seen is privacy policy settings. So yes, make sure that your privacy settings are what you want them to be set to on any social media platform. Periodically go in and review and make sure that if you want your location off, it is still set to off. And if you want your feed to be visible to only friends, that it is still set that way. Sometimes when settings update, there may be more settings that you didn't see and configure before that are left to default, and maybe it's not as private as you want it to be, and maybe it's more private than you want it to be. Maybe you want it to be more public, and that's okay. But just make sure that you are reviewing those and you're aware of what information is being shared. Now, on that note, I can promise you, no matter what text you put on your wall or in a post, that does not stop Facebook or Twitter or Instagram from changing their privacy policies or exempting you from any sort of condition that they are implementing. Terms and conditions and privacy policy that you agreed to when you created your account prevails over anything else. So if you see something on Facebook, by reposting this, I'm telling Facebook that they can't have my pictures and they can't sell my data and what have you. That does nothing. If you are uncomfortable with any sort of social media privacy policy or terms and conditions update, you need to stop using that platform. Another note on oversharing. It's important to know who you're sharing your information with. So if you are concerned about who you're sharing your information with and you want it to only be maybe family or friends that you know, make sure that you're only accepting friend requests from people that you know or follow requests. And if you are already friends with someone and you receive another friend request with them, actually reach out to them and make sure that they created another account and sent a request to you. An attacker can duplicate an account and make it look exactly like Bob's Facebook and send you a friend request, making it seem like Bob maybe accidentally unfriended you and sent you another request, when in all actuality, he may have no idea that this other individual created an account and made it look like him. Same thing with messages. If somebody sends you a message and you don't know them, don't reply to it. There's nothing wrong with using social media. It's a great tool. It can be used for many things. Just be sure that you're using it to your advantage and not using it in a way that leaves you more susceptible to attacks on those websites and on others. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment them below.